All right, Graham, we'll turn the time back over to you.
Okay. Hopefully everybody can hear me this time. I'll start from the beginning, I suppose. Acadium is based up here in Canada, as I was saying, and as mentioned in the introduction, I'm going to take some time today to walk you through the approach that we're taking for the problem that we're trying to solve in some more detail. So I'll start with the problem. Before Acadium was started, this problem was identified that a lot of new graduates face, or you can think about this as people just trying to start their career. So whether they went to school or not, people who are in the process of trying to find their first job, or maybe they're looking to go out on their own, oftentimes find that there exists this sort of catch-22 for your first job. The job requires 2 years of experience, and it's an entry-level job. So maybe you've completed a 4-year degree, or maybe you've taken some kind of an alternate route through online courses, and the first job that you're applying for says, oh, you need 1 to 2 years of experience. And that's really difficult for a lot of students because this is their attempt to try and start building experience. Beyond that, a lot of students lack a network. So for folks that go to university, we sort of see that as a big part of what people are paying for in university, building a network. But not everybody comes out of university with a big network, and some people don't choose to go to school. And then finally, a lot of new grads are really strapped for time. Maybe they're on their own projects or what have you, and it's difficult to put all this together and get to a position where you're competitive for the job market. So the solution that we came up with for this problem is apprenticeships. So apprenticeships are this age-old thing that have existed in the trades for a long period of time. And one of the founders of Acadium was involved in the trades for a very long time. He worked in general contracting. He thought to himself, you know, I've spent my whole career taking on apprentices right out of school and working this mentor-apprentice relationship to train them and then get them full-time employment that they're looking for. And that's how Acadium was started. So the mission that we have is to provide online apprenticeships that are available to anyone, anywhere. We often come back to this phrase of the barrier to entry for any job should just be an internet connection and motivation to learn. So when people join Acadium, we think about them as taking the first steps to unlocking potential. Right now as a digital marketer. The focus that we have is on digital marketing. The idea for us is to try and get one modern set of skills really right under this model, and then move on to try to help people with other aspirations fulfill that experience and get the careers that they're looking for. Right now, we focus on digital marketing. We created this platform to solve that problem that I just described. Fresh graduates having a hard time getting jobs because a lot of job postings require experience for entry-level positions. So the model is a marketplace. We connect apprentices or students with business owners or mentors. And these mentors are often digital marketing professionals, and the two work together in an apprentice-mentor relationship so that they can help each other both succeed on their goals. The apprentices that come to Acadium right now come from all over the world, and I'm going to share some case studies later that speaks to this a little bit more. Everything that we do is entirely remote. So every apprenticeship is facilitated on the Acadium platform remotely. And we ask for 3 things from any apprentice before they enter into an apprenticeship. A little bit of marketing experience or knowledge that they can acquire through some free courses that Acadium offers, but better yet, maybe they have some experience from a marketing course that they took in school, Stu-Kent courses that they've taken. Our thing isn't really building course content. The idea is to be that last mile connector between the theoretical that you've developed over time and that first job. And we see that last mile as experience. So hopefully you have a little bit of knowledge. Number 2 is enough time just to complete the apprenticeship. So every single apprenticeship lasts for 10 hours a week. and it spans 3 months. Finally, we ask that people have the drive and passion or motivation to add value to their mentor's business. So apprentices basically just need to show that they're willing to go the extra mile to kickstart their careers. They need to be able to show up to this relationship. On the mentor side, we screen our mentors to make sure that they're ready to do exactly that, mentor people. This isn't a freelancing marketplace where business owners can come to get some free work from people. Our mentors are all motivated professionals who want to work with similarly motivated apprentices so that they can grow together and achieve goals. So how does it work? On the mentorship side, like I said, the mentor provides this experience and this guidance through feedback on projects that they have apprentices working on for them, and the apprentice provides some marketing help. So the first part of the apprenticeship is generally setting some expectations around how the business owner operates. Because these relationships are remote, oftentimes the business has a way of working and they need to get the apprentice up to speed on those tools, get familiarized with the business, and then they start taking off sort of bite-sized chunks of projects up to the end of the relationship where hopefully the student's taking on a little bit more ownership and working on larger and larger projects. At the end of the experience, the business owner hopefully has some completed projects and the apprentice has something tangible to put on their resume. To become an apprentice, it's pretty straightforward. You sign up to the platform, agree to the terms. The terms are basically the remote apprenticeships last 3 months at 10 hours per week. Then you complete your profile and you can start to take some courses or just put on your profile, hey, I've done these courses on Udemy. I'm a graduate of this program and here's what I studied. I did some StuCamp courses. That's also really great. It's all about showing the mentor what your goals are and what you can bring to the table in the relationship. After that, you apply to the marketplace by answering a short questionnaire. And really all we look for, like I said, is that sort of willingness to learn and English language proficiency. Right now, we haven't built out into facilitating other languages on the platform. So we ask that you can construct cohesive sentences that sort of communicate in English. After you've been accepted into the marketplace, you can start messaging mentors and setting up interviews to find an apprenticeship that fits your career goals. You can kind of think about it as like a dating site for apprenticeships. So you can go through different profiles, look for a mentor that is working on something that's interesting to you. Maybe I really want to get experience working with a Shopify entrepreneur who's launching this new e-commerce brand, and they have some industry experience, and I can learn Shopify store management and maybe search engine optimization from them because that's really what I want to do. So I'll send them a message, we'll get talking, and then if we're compatible, then we'll match and start the apprenticeship. And we think about the benefits of the apprenticeship. I've sort of alluded to a few of them already, but specifically the way that we think about that is through sort of 4 different things. So first of all, you can kickstart your career with real life projects. So rather than saying, I've done these courses, I've got this degree, I can say I worked with this direct-to-consumer e-commerce brand, and I grew their Instagram following by 400% over 3 months. That's tangible. You can speak to that experience. It means something to an employer. And then you can build important connections. So this is one that we maybe underestimated at the beginning of this project, but we've seen it be one of the largest value adds for many of our apprentices on the platform. They build these connections that last a lifetime. Oftentimes, they'll go on to work with their mentors in a full-time capacity after the apprenticeship. They do the 3-month apprenticeship, it's going so well, and they say, why don't we just hire you full-time and keep working together? Sometimes we've got apprentices on the platform who learn that they want to start their own business, and they'll bring on their old mentors as clients. Finally, you get this mentorship from an experienced professional. So you can have somebody giving you real feedback on your progress throughout this apprenticeship, and that helps you learn and grow. I'd like to close out by sharing 3 case studies that I think are relevant to sort of a few different ways that we think about value on the platform. And I'll be talking about 1 apprentice and then 2 different mentors. The first is an apprentice. Her name is Venetia Reddy. We actually run a podcast at Acadium, and Venetia is one of the first people that I interviewed. She's this amazing South African woman who's completed 7 apprenticeships on Acadium. We always sort of thought of Acadium as this place where people might come to do a few apprenticeships and that would kickstart their career. But Venetia has loved the experience so much. She's completed 7 different apprenticeships while in law school in South Africa, which blows my mind. And now she runs her own business. So she's a law school student. She's always wanted to be a lawyer. She came to Acadium because she was interested in digital marketing. She kind of wanted to bridge those 2 things together. And now she's realized that she wants to be an entrepreneur. So she runs a digital marketing agency while in school. Prior to the apprenticeship, she was a social media marketer. That's how she realized that she wanted to maybe get a little bit more experience in that area, that she was interested in it, period. And she's sort of inspiring to everybody that works on Acadium. We really think about her as somebody that we're trying to build for, someone who's really motivated to get experience outside of the classroom and help it shape the future of their career. The second is a mentor. So this mentor's name is Damiano Raventhiran, and I work out of Toronto, Ontario, and we actually met Damiano a few months ago in a co-working space that we were working out of. We were just sort of casually talking about Acadium, and this guy comes up to us. He's like, "You guys work for Acadium? Like, I use Acadium all the time." And we're not a huge company right now. We're a venture-backed startup, seed stage, less than 30 employees. This was kind of cool for us to sort of meet somebody in person just organically. So Damiano runs a Shopify development agency. So he'll work with entrepreneurs who are looking to launch a Shopify store, and they'll help you build out your website. All sorts of different things. They'll help with the brand, they'll help with the front end development, they'll help make sure that it's optimized for search engines. And Damiano has taken on many apprentices over time and hired many of them into his startup slam. They're quite a successful startup. They were accepted into the 500 Startups Accelerator program. They've been growing quite quickly. And we got to meet one of his apprentices, Zfan, who was a consultant looking for more experience. He came out of Damiano's team as an apprentice, increased his social media following by 15,000, and was hired full time. See a question in the chat here asking if it's free for apprentices. It is 100% free for apprentices, and it always will be. The third case study is a woman named Michelle Camphor. So Michelle is a professor at Centennial College, George Brown College, and Seneca College here in Toronto. She's got 10 years of industry experience as a marketer working for Coca-Cola as a brand manager. And now she runs her own business and works as a professor. And she is sort of this perfect example of somebody who really understands what we're trying to do and promotes the solution, because she spends a ton of her week with students in college studying marketing. She runs her own business, and she's been a marketer for the majority of her career. So she's completed 3 apprenticeships as a mentor, and she recommends Acadium to all of her students. At the beginning of every term, she'll make them aware of Acadium, encourage them all to create a profile, and have them use an apprenticeship in conjunction with their class to supplement or augment what they're working on. So she teaches paid media. She says, go on to Acadium, start an apprenticeship in paid media, and take these things that I'm teaching you and apply it to a real business. We spend a lot of time chatting with our students, walking them through our platform, helping get them onboarded, and we see a lot of them completing apprenticeships on our platform. I've also completed a podcast with Michelle recently. Maybe I can link that in the chat to the side so that you guys can listen. And that's it. So I see that there are already some questions in the side. I sort of answered one off the cuff. I can maybe go through those questions right now. Does that make the most sense?
Where we're a little bit behind on schedule, do you have an email that you can post? Because we did get some excellent questions.
Yeah. I'll post that in the chat right now. Yes,
that would be excellent.
Done. There you go. Feel free to email me. I'm pretty responsive. I'll do my best to get back to everybody and answer your questions.
Okay. For those people who are interested in attending the Facebook session, what you will do is you will hit refresh on your browser because it's also on the main stage, and that will move you right over into the Facebook presentation. So you'll just hit refresh on your browser. Graham, thank you so much for sharing this information with us. I think this is a really great resource for educators as well as for students. And I think that's one of the reasons we got some really good questions in the chat today. This is something that will be beneficial for students and professors to be able to share with students. So thank you so much. And his email is over there in the chat, Graham Sterling Moffett at acadium.com. We can also post that on the main feed. I will post that on the main feed as well, so that if someone remembers that, but so that they can email you and find it there as well.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate everyone taking the time to listen.
Thank you.